You know YouTube's favorite relic, Onision? In case you're not aware of who we're talking about, this guy right here, this is his vegetarian body. Still not sure who I'm talking about? Maybe this will jog your memory.
This is my vegetarian body!
So, yeah, that guy. The guy who got famous on YouTube for doing the I'm a Banana song. Well, you know, he's definitely fallen out of grace, especially in the past couple of years, and the guy has a lot of problems going for him, but he still tends to maintain at least a couple of views on his channel, a couple thousand a day, but he still has a core supporting on Patreon, and that's where this gets really interesting. Now, what if I told you that one of his patrons on this platform seemed to get a little disenfranchised with the guy himself, and they decided to pull their pledge, and Onision's response, instead of handling it like an adult and just saying, yeah, okay, I get it, or trying to improve his content to try to pull them back, instead he went out of his way to harass them on Twitter. What? He harassed someone on Twitter for pulling a pledge? Yeah, that's right. He harassed someone on Twitter for pulling a pledge. Now, you'd think that it would be a pretty big pledge, right? Like, oh man, maybe this person really liked him. Maybe they paid like $100 a month towards his account or something like that, and that was a pretty big deal for him. But no, it looks like they were paying a little bit closer to like $30 a month. Now, when I saw the tweets that he put out there, I was in absolute awe. I was just stunned, because the guy likes to stoop lower and lower. You always think he's hit rock bottom, but somehow he finds a way to dig a little bit deeper. He finds a way to find a new rock bottom, and you have to love the guy for it. You have to love him for being able to double down on being a bit crazy. It's times when things like this happen that you see some of his tweets, and that's what I want to look at with you guys. Now, before we get too much into it right here, I just want to say, if you guys enjoy my content, of course, feel free to check out the other videos. Feel free to like and subscribe, but only if you enjoy it. I really appreciate that. It really helps the channel grow, and I love you guys. I love when there's feedback. Now, let's take a look at his tweets, okay? Now, there's one in particular I saw that really just made me laugh when I was looking at this whole thing, and I want to look at that one first. It's, if you've pledged to me on Patreon, it's not just about money. If you read the fine print, I also get your soul. Now, at face value, you're like, oh yeah, that's a joke. I mean, it's an Onision joke, so it's not that funny, but you understand that it's a joke, right? But as I looked into it more and more, and as you're gonna see his response here, you look at that and you're like, oh, maybe this isn't a joke. Maybe Onision actually thinks that he owns these people's souls, right? And that's where I want you guys to do a favor for me. Before we look at the rest of the tweets, leave a comment down below just looking at this. What do you think? How much, I mean, like, it's out there, but how much of this do you think is actually a joke? And when it comes to this, I want to let you guys, or want to know what you guys have to say about it. Do you think Onision feels entitled to his fans' money, or do you think he feels grateful for it? That's what I want to know. So leave a comment down below. We'll treat it as some sort of poll. I really want to know what you guys think about Onision. Do we give him the benefit of the doubt on this one, or do we not? I know where I sit. I want to know where you guys sit. Let's take a look at some tweets. So the first one that I could find about this, and there might even be other ones, he made an awfully high number of tweets about this incident that happened. But he must have been working on a video for his viewers, and he likes to put them out to Patreon, and he likes to put the uncensored ones there, and then he censors them and puts them on YouTube later. And the first tweet I saw about it is this one right here. It says, I'm pretty sure I just lost a patron for talking about a video I'm doing tomorrow. Sometimes I get confused because it's like, I'm Onision. That name is pretty much synonymous with the word offensive. You pledge to me because I don't hold back. I'm raw, no filter. This tweet kind of cracked me up, and by itself, it's not that bad. It's pretty, I mean, on the nose with what he's trying to say about, but there's not much you can really even say about it. I mean, that makes sense. That's kind of what the Patreon is there for him. It's the uncensored stuff. It's the stuff that people want to see from him. So I think he's just a little surprised that the person pulled their patronage from the channel for that. I do think it's kind of funny, though, because that's always what he talks about. He's the most true YouTuber. Okay, dude. Now, what's funny is immediately after that one, there's another tweet. So you think he'd tweet that first one, and that's the end of the story. There's another tweet, and it's, I'm offended by you being offended. And now, this is where things start getting a little bit different. And even this one isn't too bad on its own, but they're side by side. One came immediately after the other one. And you have to ask yourself, is this guy maybe did he maybe take this a little bit too much to heart? Did him losing a Patreon just break his soul or something? So alright, he has these two one-offs, and you're like, okay dude, you're kind of overreacting a little bit, but I guess you lost that $30 a month, man. That must be hitting you pretty hard. So you think it's over, but then he hits you with this gem right here. He says, well, I have to include the joke that cost me a patron in tomorrow's video for sure now. You can't let offended people dictate your humor, and this is where it gets a little bit more targety towards the person that did this. Now he's starting to call the person a little bit. He's saying, oh wow, you're trying to dictate my humor. We just got by. When really, the person maybe just doesn't like your humor, man. They're not saying do this or I'll leave. They're just not a fan anymore. That literally could be the case. And this is where he gets a little bit bonkers about it, alright? Because then he puts out this one right here. It says, it's got the actions thing, right? So he says he outlines a sketch he's going to do on Discord. Okay? Someone freaks out and pulls pledge as a joke is offensive. Alright? He makes the sketch anyways, then posts it to Patreon. The other patrons seem to be happy about it, and then he's proud of his remaining patrons. This is where I get a little bit more weirded out, and he has his other stuff right here. If you guys want, you can kind of check it out. I don't really read too much into his stuff. He's pretty proud of his supporters. This is where I get a little weirded out by this guy here. Now, it just goes to show how hard he took this to heart, and he makes the sketch anyways. He posted the Patreon. I mean, that should be the end of the story right there, right? You do what you want to do. If people like it, people like it. If people don't like it, they can leave. That's how you have it set up, and that's how you pride yourself when you say you're the most real YouTuber out there, and you say if you don't like it, then you can leave. And then he puts this one out there. The patrons seem to be happy about it, and then he says he is proud of his remaining patrons. Like this is what weirds me out about this. What? Like they're his kids? Like they're his, like, followers in a cult? He's proud of them? I'm so proud of you guys for being adults about my content. That just weirds me out. And then there's this one right here, and this is the newest one that I could see about it, but it continues the cycle here. It says, the patron who pulled their pledge over me talking about a joke in an upcoming video just pulled their pledge from Kai's Patreon too. I guess the message is, oh, your husband's humor offended me, so I'm going to punish you. And then he has a gif of the Power Rangers thing, and we'll take a look a little bit deeper into that in a second. But how delusional can this guy be? First off, I'm a little wary to trust his word at face value because, I mean, the guy is known to be a little manipulative, I guess you could say. And when you read this, I mean, you just have to ask yourself, why is this bothering you so much, man? Why can't you just let this go? And has it maybe occurred to this guy that maybe, just maybe, this person doesn't like your content? Has that maybe even crossed his mind? I doubt it. He's like, oh, it offended them, so now they're gone, huh? Yeah, man, maybe they just kind of grew out of your content. And you know what? I get it. It sucks that they left your spouse's page as well, but you're kind of a package deal. I don't know what you expected.
You see it?
So right here you see the actual GIF of what's going on here, GIF, whatever, potato, you guys know what I'm trying to say. And, I mean, it just goes to show just how the dude's flabbergasted. The dude has never experienced something like this in his life. He's absolutely stunned that something like this could happen to him. It's clear that nothing has ever crossed his mind, that maybe his content just isn't that enjoyable to the person that was watching his video. And what I think is really enjoyable about this is going into the comments. Whoops, don't want to comment on it. We want to look at the comments. And when we look at that, and I actually left a little comment myself there if you guys want to check that one out. And if you want to follow me on Twitter as well, I always enjoy that. I also have an Instagram as well as a Patreon myself, so don't forget to check that stuff out. But if we look at his stuff right there, what I love about this is that the person who pulled their pledge is actually here. It says, correction, I said I was pulling my pledge. I haven't yet. So she hasn't even pulled the Patreon pledge yet. She hasn't even done anything. She just said, yeah, I'm gonna maybe not support you anymore. And he's jumped the gun and started harassing this person. And right away, I'll say right there, even if I really like someone and they went and started harassing me over something like that, I would go ahead and I would pull the pledge anyways. Doesn't that seem like the rational thing to do? Let me know what you guys would do. Like, be honest with me now, and I'm really trying to be, like, rational about this. If I was in this person's shoes, even if I really liked Onision for whatever reason, and he started calling me out and harassing me after I was paying him $30 a month, first off, $30 a month is very generous. And if he started harassing me over saying, yeah, maybe I'm not going to support you anymore, that would be like the nail in the coffin. I'd say, okay, man, you're definitely not getting supported by me anymore. So it says, yeah, I said I was pulling my pledge, I haven't yet, and then it says, hope to have Kai DM me back, but thank you for choosing to tweet about me the past few days instead of choosing to actually talk to me. All you did was send me a gift back instead of talk to me about why I got offended. And I think that's primarily fair. Maybe not for like a random person, but for someone who's paying you $30 a month, either accept it, either talk to them and try to keep them, or accept it and move on, alright? It's not the end of the world. So, but I think the most immature thing you could have done is to harass this person on Twitter. I absolutely loved the rest of these comments on this as well. They say things like, are you that immature that you have to tweet about it? You're 33 years old. Not that big of a deal. That's exactly my point of view on it. And people say, wow, entitled much? Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting as well here. And it says, are you seriously trying to turn this into drama material? The guy is thirsty for views here. You know, you got the poor baby, gif, everything like that. What I really like is all of them that say things like, you know, they can do whatever, that she can do whatever she wants with her money. It's her money that she was choosing to give to you, and there really aren't that many positive comments in here. That's what's really funny about this. There's just so many things that tie in, that just show how immature this really was. This is maybe one of my favorites right here. It says do not engage, and for those of you guys who don't get that joke, it's because Onision has a tattoo that he recently got that says do not engage. Actually, it might be on this arm, but I could be getting it mixed up, but it's right in his arm. It says do not engage. That is... it's just funny, man.
This is my body!
Why are you like this? Then again, maybe I'm the weirdo. I'm the one with the printed out picture of him. I only have it because his vegetarian body is so rockin' awesome. I don't know though, maybe I'm blowing this out of proportion. Like I said though, I want to know what you guys have to say about it. I mean, I think it just really does go to show how out of touch Onision really is, how entitled he is, and how immature he is. I really want to know what you guys have to say about it though. What do you think? Tell me your honest thoughts about this, and try to put yourself, let's try to empathize here. If you were the girl that this happened to, what would your reaction be? I want to know what you guys have to say about it, so leave that comment down below. And actually, while you're down there, there's a button that looks a little bit like this. If you guys click that button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, there's a subscribe button as well. I appreciate that too, but only if you enjoyed it, okay? That's really how we're going to make the channel grow, and I love doing the feedback thing with you guys right here. So leave the comment, hit those buttons, and... I want to kind of end it on this note right here. I want to bring back up that first tweet we looked at. It says, if you pledge to me on Patreon, it's not just about money. If you read the fine print, I also get your soul. And I'm really starting to think that maybe it was a joke, but maybe Onision is starting to believe that joke. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I use a Blue Yeti microphone to record my videos. I really like it. If you guys have thought about upgrading your audio equipment or starting a YouTube channel yourself, I have an Amazon affiliate link down below that leads you to the microphone I use. So if you even just are curious to see what I use and see what it costs, everything like that, or if you thought about doing stuff like this, I definitely recommend checking it out. What's cool too is if you end up buying through that link, it ends up supporting the channel, and I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Feel free to check out my tweets, twerks, everything in between. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good one.
And half you motherfuckers can only dream of having a body like this. Zits or not, I'm fucking proud. You wanna know why? Because I treat myself with respect.